Hi guys, and welcome to Brave Dog Training Online. Today, Kalumi and I will tell you something about how to build confidence in a fearful or nervous dog. Enjoy! Alright, so on the third place, so tip number 3, actually we start with tip number 3, is do confidence building exercises. So this can be anything that teaches our dog how to use his or her own body and what they are actually capable of, right? So it can be everything that uses coordination. It can include obstacles, not like agility where they are just speeding over things and not really pay that much attention to what they are actually doing with their bodies, but things like everything they do slowly. And you can also combine that with body reps from the telling T-touch method, for example, or you can use any kind of search game, so Nosework, and you can combine Nosework with coordination exercises, with obstacles. You can also do other Nosework activities, and you can be very creative about it. It can just be throw a bunch of treats on the ground and let the dog sniff it out. It can be some discrimination work, it can be scent work, it can be man trailing or pet trailing, it can be anything. Anything the dog likes doing and anything that will give him fast success. Another thing that triggers very quickly success experiences is trick training. Of course, only things that the dog can do while feeling okay, so nothing that hurts him somewhere. It will always depend on how fit or how old or how healthy the dog is, but in general, tricks are also something that mean a lot of quick rewards, and every little reward is a success story in its own. So we have a lot of success very quickly, and that boosts confidence. Okay? Tip number 2, and this is where it gets a little difficult, is we have to be predictable, and the dog has to be able to predict that we are a source of positive emotions. That means, for example, have control over our own emotions and our own expressions. Of course, that's not always possible, but if we realizing that we are not feeling well and we are a little tense or we are reactive ourselves, we should take a little break from our dogs and at least not ask anything of them. And our dogs should make the experience that even if they make mistakes, nothing bad is happening to them from us. So for example, if we get visitors and they are like, oh, what a cute doggy, oh. And she jumps up, I'm not gonna go there and shove her away or correct her in any way or whatever. I am just noticing the situation, and I know now that my dog will jump up in this situation. If that bothers me, I can train it, and I can train it in a way that my dog can learn without fear of any kind of bad consequence or punishment. All right? It also means that I am not getting in my dog's personal space. I'm not overwhelming my dog constantly. And yes, it will happen. but I'm not doing it on purpose. And in the best case, I realize that I'm doing that right now. Take a step back and start new. Okay? And tip number 1, and this is where a lot of people tend to skip a bit or not be as thorough, but it is something that can take a lot of training off our hands. And that is taking care of our dog's physical and psychological well-being. Psychologically, we already talked about with us being a source of safety. Also, the dog should have a safe zone at home, so a place where he or she feels really comfortable. Okay? But also, they have to feel as good as possible physically. That means we have no pain issues, or pain issues that are chronically are taken care of. So they are medically well treated. Okay? Also, my dog is not constantly overheated and not constantly cold. Like, she has a jacket on, that's because she's a very tiny dog and she gets cold because she's so close to the ground. Also, dogs with no undercoat should wear jackets in winter, and every dog who gets cold should get a jacket. And in summer, especially short snout dogs really have issues, so they should get to work at times or in places where they can cool off easily or where it's just not that hot. Okay? Also, every kind of digestion issue can very easily relate to behavior issues, and that's why we have to get our dogs checked out really thoroughly when we have issues in some kind of way with behavior. It's always the first step, and it's sometimes really hard, it's sometimes really frustrating, but it really pays off. Okay? That also means that our dogs should get the best diet they can, something they really can digest well, something that is high valued in ingredients, not some kind of crap that's just cheap. And I know it's very difficult to find something, but again, it's worth it. All right? So while these 3 things are sometimes time consuming and sometimes we feel like giving up, they are worth the trouble. And if we really do this, we will have the fastest and lasting results overall. And even if we recognize some kind of setback, this whole thing is a behavior change for us as well. So if we are used to acting like this, we will get back into the right training mode again faster. So setbacks are not as severe. We can get our dogs back on track very easily. Alright, so if you are now saying, well, this is kind of interesting, I want to know more about fear or reactivity, click the subscribe button, click the little bell. You will get notifications whenever new videos twice a week are online, and it's free. So this is the amazing thing about YouTube. And again, of course, if you have any questions, let me know via email or in the comments. And now, have fun building confidence with your dog. Bye!